Welcome to episode number 51 of the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Today, we're talking about taking a time out and why that's so important for your productivity. Stay tuned. So the big question is, how do ambitious people like us who grew up listening to the old advice of go to school, work hard for 40 years, and retire when you're old, create a life today that is meaningful, abundant, healthy, and brings joy, while also leading a life that is productive and full of achievement? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will help give you the answers that you're searching for. My name is Del Denny, and welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Del Denny here, and this is episode 51. And today we're talking about taking a time out and how important taking a time out is. You know, we think about our life and how busy it is, and there's always one more thing to do or 13 more things to do if you're like me. And there's always this pressing issue to get stuff done as you're sitting there trying to relax. Back in your mind, there's I've got to do this or I got to do that. You have this whole task list of things going on. And so today's message is about taking a time out and how that's perfectly fine to take a time out. You think about basketball. I'm from Indiana. We love our basketball. Basketball, it's just in our blood out here. And what happens in a game is, you think about momentum. You're playing the other team, and the other team hits a shot. They hit a three. They get a rebound. When you're on your side of the court, they go back. They make another three. They get all this momentum going on. And so when things aren't going right, what do you do as a team? You take a time out. You try to slow their momentum, and it helps to do a few different things. For us in our life, when things aren't quite working out, it is perfectly fine to take a time out. There's nothing wrong with taking a time out. In fact, it's very, very good for our health. It's very, very good for our creativity, is taking a time out. Because what happens is this: number one, allows us to refocus. Number two, allows us to reevaluate where we're at. Number three, it helps us to find balance. Number four, it helps us to prioritize what matters. We think about this pandemic that we've gone through. This has been a huge time out for a lot of people, including myself. For me, I was traveling every single week, getting on an airplane, literally every week getting on an airplane, flying all over the United States. I spent so much time in an airport, and I've been doing this for 15 years. And then the pandemic happened, travel just went away. I didn't get on any airplanes. My whole business shifted online. And it really caused a pivot in my business, which is totally great for me. But what it was is this was a huge timeout. And that timeout has been great. Really the best thing that could happen. My fiance asked me the other day, she goes, "Hey, I got a question for you. If you were to go back in time and you had the option of going through the pandemic and being home, or keep on doing what you were doing and flying and all that stuff, what would you do?" I said, "Pandemic." And it really shocked her. It's like, this has been a great time for me to reprioritize. It's been a great time for me to think and get projects done. And this has been a fantastic time for me because just personally, it's allowed me to pivot my business, and it's been great. And so it's fine to take a time out. So what do we do? What do we do if we need a timeout? What are some things that we can do to give us that timeout? It doesn't have to be a week-long vacation. We can take these little mini timeouts. We can take long timeouts. So let me give you a few things that you can do if you need a quick timeout. Now, something I love to do at the beginning of the day, we've talked about this time and time again, is meditation. I love meditation. That is the best timeout for me. Traditionally, I'll sit there for 10 minutes, by myself, without sound, without distraction, away from anything that could possibly poke me, agitate me. I just need silence and just to sit there in the lotus position, have the timer on, and then just the best thing to do is try to think about nothing if that's possible. You want to clear your minds. You think about your computer when you have a bunch of tabs open, you have a lot of apps open, it bogs down the computer, right? Well, what do you need to do? Well, you have to close those things out. And that's what meditation does. It helps close out all those apps that are in our head, and we can be much more calm, cool, and collected. So that's a good time out. So you can either do it in the morning, or if you're at work and you're a little stressed, go out to the car, take 10 minutes, meditate. Something that I'm experimenting with right now is I'm using the Calm app. It seems to be really good. The thing I like about the Calm app is I can integrate it with my iPhone and the health app, so I can have a little chart of things, and I really like that. It seems pretty cool. It seems to be working. Second thing to do, if you need a timeout, take a weekend trip. These are always fun to do. You always come back refreshed, more energized. You don't have to get on the airplane. You could, take a day trip somewhere, right? It's always fun to explore. Speaking of exploring, here's another one. Just take a car ride somewhere. Just that act of getting in the car, driving around, that's almost meditation in itself. Go take a drive out in the country. That works wonders. And another one is to take a walk. There's another one. So travel really helps me when it comes to taking a time out, whether it's a weekend trip, car ride to nowhere, or just taking a walk outside. Really helps to take that time out. So if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling overwhelmed, like I said, it's okay to take a time out. Now, you take a time out however you want to. Those are just a few good ideas, but there's nothing wrong with taking a time out. The best people, the most productive people take a time out. It's okay to take breaks. If you work too hard, you're going to burn yourself out. You're not going to be productive. You're going to be miserable. So why not take some time out? So anyways, that's it, my friends. That's episode 51 of the Upgrade Your Life podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. My name is Del Denny. I'm signing off. Remember, learn, lead, and live to your full potential. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes to get automatic episode updates for the Upgrade Your Life podcast. And finally, please take a minute to leave us an honest review and rating on iTunes. Your feedback really helps us out when it comes to the ranking of the show, and I make it a point to read every single one of the reviews that we get. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me on the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Have a great day.